Alright guys, so I've finally been able to get into the locked keypad room on the top floor of Stadium. Inside there's some special high tier loot that you're going to be able to find, like a more durable gas mask, and I'm pretty sure you can also find the specialist perks bonus in here, and you also get a blueprint weapon variant called the Enigma, which is for the kilo, and it has a nice little wooden / gold skin that comes with it. I'm going to be going over each step for you, so make sure as always that you like the video and hit sub if you haven't already, bringing out regular Modern Warfare and Warzone content for you. Now, as I said in my previous video, there are 3 blue keycards that can be found around the stadium. They have spawn points and they're completely random. Now, your best bet is dropping onto the bottom level of the stadium, which is in the car park area. This is where I normally go because there's just a lot less people, and you can just rotate around this whole area just looking for them, which is your safest bet. If there's nothing down here, then just rotate to the first floor and have a look. But there are 3 blue keycards in total. You've got the P2, which is for the bottom parking garage here. You've also got CL, which is for the bar on the first floor. And then you've got EL, which is for the top floor of the stadium. Kind of actually near keypad room. It's on like the bottom right side of the stadium from the map. Once you get into one of these rooms, you're going to find tons of boxes that you could just loot for anything, but you're going to find this computer. And once you interact with this, it's going to play an 8 number and symbol sequence. So get ready to write this down, guys, really important. But you can play this computer back as many times as you want, so it doesn't really matter. And this sequence is random every single game, guys, so bear that in mind. It's not the same code. If you just write this down, jump into another game, that's not going to work. But once you play this 8 number and symbol sequence, you're going to see there are only 3 symbols that you're going to see every time you play this. The first being an arrow, one looking like a nose, and a Chinese symbol. So when you write this down, you should name it a little bit shorter. So put A for arrow and N for nose, etc. You get what I'm trying to explain here. Now from this clip, the code is 06 Chinese symbol 4 nose nose arrow nose. Now I'm going to be writing this down as 06, then I'm going to put the C for the Chinese symbol, 4, then NNAN, just so we can keep track of this a little bit easier and we don't get confused. Now, once you've got that all written down, you now need to get the second blue key card, again, looking around the whole stadium, and you'll need to get into another completely different door that's going to have a computer in it also. It's technically going to have the same 8 sequence with the same type of numbers and symbols. So here at the top, I've got the current code that I've got written down. Now we're going to play the second code that's on the other computer in a different room. And as you can see on a second computer, it plays the same 0, but then it shows an arrow as the second thing in a sequence, meaning our code that we currently have written down from the first computer, we can now decipher that, and that arrow is in fact a 6, because on the first computer, that's the second thing that was shown on it, the number 6. But then on the second computer, a arrow was shown instead. But the full code for the second computer was 06C4NN6N. And if we play back the first computer, it also plays an 8 where the N is on the second computer. So on that sequence we've written down, we now know that the N is now an 8. So the code that we've been left with and we've changed is 06C48868. Of course, now trying to figure out the last number, you technically need a third card, but it's hard enough even trying to find 2 in one game. And yes, guys, you can do this with just finding 2 cards. So we're going to make our way to the top floor, which is here in a stadium, and we're just going to guess the number. So typing it in with the code that we've got, I started to type in 06, and then the C from our sequence we've already got written down, we're going to go with every random number up to 9 to try and guess where it actually is. So we're going to put a random number where the C is and try and guess the rest of the code until we find the right number. And luckily for me, the C Chinese symbol was actually the number 1. So I got inside on the first little guess, and you can keep guessing. It's not going to lock you out, so don't worry about that. The best way for me to explain it is to write down both codes somewhere and see what number is in place of the symbol from both codes that you've written down. Sounds a little bit complicated, guys, I know, but once you keep watching this clip a few times, you're going to understand the concept of what I'm trying to explain. Now, once you finally entered the code, you'll get inside this room and you're going to see tons of Easter egg stuff like photos all over the wall that we've seen in other shacks that I was able to get into, but you will find higher tier loot items that we've never seen before. Here I got a durable gas mask, which has the 2 times durability of a normal one. On the table, you're going to see 2 kilo blueprint variant weapons, which you can pick up and unlock for your whole team. I think the loot changes in this room, as I've seen people get stuff like specialist bonus, where when you pick this up, you get every single perk in the game. And I'm pretty sure I killed someone in plunder before and they actually dropped it. So if you pick this up and you die with it, you will in fact drop it. And I mean, when I was looting in the normal bunkers, I was able to find stuff like miniguns. And to me, this is the next tier loot that you can find. Possibly you can find stuff like this in the bunker's second room. Now, I think maybe when you've got this keypad code and you actually head over to the second part of the bunker's keypad, maybe that code will work in there, or it's the next step into the Easter egg, because I've noticed that there's reticle signs all around the stadium and it's making me think that this is possibly the next step into the Easter egg. So if any of you guys end up completing this and then head into a bunker, see if the code works in there, and if it does, then let me know in the comments, because I do know that these blue key cards in fact do actually open up the bunkers. Apparently that's what people say. I'm not 100% if that's actually true, but apparently blue key cards actually work for the bunkers that you can open. So yeah, clearly there's a lot more to this than just obviously open up this door. Maybe this is related to bunker 11 or getting into the second part of the bunkers. Now I think the loot in the room of the top floor of stadium does actually change every single game, kind of like how the codes change. I think you could be lucky and find durable gas masks, or maybe you could find miniguns or the specialist perk. It will just rotate and you'll get, you know, these higher tier loot items just for doing this. Normally when I'm just looking for the blue key cards, I for one hit the bottom garage part of the stadium first when I'm landed in. Nobody really knows the full layout of this place yet. I go down here, rotate all the way around, checking every corner, under staircases. The key cards can be honestly anywhere. And then after I've looted this entire garage floor, I'm then going to make my way to the first floor, killing anyone that gets in my way, and just to see if they've also picked up a blue key card. Or just keep checking around the first floor to see if there's any actually around. These cards can be anywhere and they do change spawns every game, but if you remember where certain locations of the cards actually are, they have a possibility of spawning. It's better to split up with a team while doing this. Maybe you have one person in the garage floor and the rest can sort of scout the first floor on, you know, taking out other people. You can also do this in a normal Warzone playlist, or you can do it in a plunder playlist, but I think if you're doing this in plunder, it's a lot more risky because you're going to have constant people coming in. You know, you're going to kill them, they're just going to land back there again and try hunting you. In a normal Warzone playlist, yeah, it's a little bit more risky, but you're going to have less people going to the stadium. But also, if you kill them, there's probably a little chance that they're either going to bother coming back to get you again. And if you're rushing this and you really want to get this done as quickly as possible, maybe just land in, search the whole garage floor. If you don't see anything, check the first floor till you die, and then just quit out the game, go into a new one, and then keep rotating the whole of stadium until you're able to find a blue key card. But guys, that is the entire Easter egg so far that we know of. I'm sure that there is absolutely tons more, but if any of you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments. If you stuck on the Easter egg or you don't really know something, let me know. I'll try to reply back as fast as I can and try to explain it to you. But if the video has helped you and you end up doing the Easter egg or getting further than you did before, let me know and make sure you like the video if it has helped. But as always guys, I'm going to be posting more regular stuff for you, kind of new stuff that I can find, maybe more Easter eggs, so make sure you subscribe and keep up to date with everything that I'm looking for. I'll catch you guys later.